Hey everybody, welcome back to Christmas Island on our Pacific Clippers tour. It's been a beautiful week, so to speak, out here, enjoying the small island, the beaches, the lagoons. But it's time to head off to get this big airplane out of here. So today we are flying Fuji Airways, and we are heading over to Nadi, I think, N-A-D-I, Nadi, the capital. It's a long flight. It's about 5.5 hours, I think, total, just under 5 hours airtime. So we're going to be heading over there and soaking up some of that Fijian sun on our next stop. So let's hop into the aircraft and we will get her up and running. Alright, so we'll go through our pre-start checklist. Parking brakes are set, chocks are set, ground power unit is connected, throttle levers are at idle, engine masters are at cutoff, and igniters at normal, generator switches are on, external power is connected. We'll get the ADIRs up and going. There we go. Then we'll do our panel lights. So I'm back to running the stable version of the fly-by-wire mod. I've had a couple crashes, and some other people I know have had some crashes, so we're not exactly sure what is going on. So I've gone back to the stable version for now, and we'll see what's happening. Hopefully this trip happens without issue. Bottom panel up, one notch of floods as I usually do, and the overhead panel. There we go. So seatbelt signs are on. No portable devices sign comes on. Flap lever is confirmed up. Landing gear lever is confirmed down, and spoilers are confirmed retracted. So cabin crew, you can start bringing people aboard. Alright. 146 passengers today, heading to our next Pacific Island destination. So let's get the aircraft set up here. And I'm going to use my new view, which I've set up for when the printer comes online and we can print out information. Should be pretty good. So we'll go in here, we'll import our flight plan from our company. There we go. So PLCH, Christmas Island, to NFFN, that's Nadi Airport in Fiji. We're Fiji 5556, cost index of 25, flight level 340 today. And so no, I think it's a little bit warmer where we are. So I've got it at only minus 42. Oop. Let's try that again. 0 minus 42. There we go. A little bit better than the minus 50. So we'll do the GPS initialization. So now that we got that done, we'll come over here. We will request the weather. There we go. I think the winds are out of the east. So we'll be doing a eastbound takeoff. We are loaded on fuel. The aircraft is full. Because mainly we don't need it all for the trip, but it's for the alternate. We got a long way to go to get to our alternate, so should be enough there. Okay, receive messages. Here's our METAR. Yeah, winds are 110 at 10 knots. Scattered clouds at 2,000 feet, 28 degrees. 1019 is the alternate. So 10. Stop doing that. 1019, and we will add that to the standby. There we go. 1019. Weather out at Fiji right now, winds are pretty much nothing. Got some thunderstorms in the area. We got a few clouds at 1,800 feet scattered, or there's cumulus buildup scattered at 2,600 with thunderclouds. Broken at 12,000. It's 30 degrees Celsius at 101. So we could be flying into some storms. It's currently about 8:30 in the morning. We should be arriving there around lunchtime or just slightly thereafter. So should be fine. So back to the initialization page. We'll go to init and enter in our weight. So we are zero fuel weight is 57.3, and our CG is 27.21. Our block fuel is 19.1. Oop, no.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I would love to welcome
0.1.
you aboard our flight. When you find your seat, please be sure to place your larger carry-on items in the overhead bins and smaller items underneath the seat in front of you. Unless you're in a front
And
row,
our wind,
place all of your items in
it's a
the
headwind of
bin.
25.
If you have any trouble finding a location for your carry-on items, please let a flight attendant know and we would be happy to.
And that's for the trip. So we
If the
got
overhead bin is full after you put your carry-on inside of it, please close the bin as a courtesy to other passengers. Once all your items are put away, please clear the aisle and sit down in your seat to allow other passengers to find their seats as well. If you are seated in an emergency exit row, please read the exit seating responsibilities in the safety card in the seat back in front of you. Please make sure you are willing and able to perform the actions required. If you are not able or prefer not to perform these actions, please let a flight attendant know so you can be reseated. Now's the time to get out any last-minute text messages if you need to, but we ask that once we depart from the gate, you put away any laptops or tablets. Thank you, and welcome aboard.
Alright, so the system is just saying it should have 7.32. The aircraft is saying when we get to our destination, we should have 9.2. And we'll see what we actually end up with. Though I keep forgetting to do this check. So there's 5 hours and 1 minute is our time to our destination. So we will see how that all works out. So for our performance, the transition altitude here is not specified. So we'll go with 6,000 feet because we're going to be climbing straight up. Thrust reduction altitude will be 1005 and 1005. It should be 1,000 feet above. Engine out's fine. Flex temp is fine. We're doing a toga since it's a short runway. Flaps 2 for takeoff because it's a short runway, and our trim today is up 0.3. And that gives us a V1 of 137, a VR138, and a V2 of 142. And we'll go to our flight plan. We will be departing runway 08, straight out. And as it stands right now, our arrival, I'm going to go quickly just read that weather again. Hence why it would be nice to have that slip of paper. Yeah, we'll do the RNAV approach. Yeah. Alright, so it'll be the RNAV into runway. Ooh, the ILS 02?
We are ready to go when you are. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 5556. Our flight time will be roughly 4 hours. And 41 minutes. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your large devices are now shut down and stowed. Please fasten your seatbelt and make sure that all tray tables and seat backs are in a full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew, secure doors for departure.
I do prefer... I don't have a chart for an ILS for 02. I've got an RNAV for 02. Which is interesting. Okay, so let's put in the ILS for 02. Yeah, and no star, that's fine. We'll self-vector in. Okay. So 4 hours and 48 minutes. It's a distance of just under 2,000 nautical miles. Should be all good. It is basically just straight southwest once we get up and going. So we should be fine there. Okay, everyone is now on board. Flight planning is done. Performance is done. Initialization is done. That is all set. V-speeds are in. Alright, so we will get the APU up and going, and while we're doing that, crew oxygen can come on. We can get the air going in the back so it's ready when the APU kicks on. Oop. And we'll arm the emergency exit. Transponder we will set to 2000. TARA all, and currently on standby. That's fine. Weather radar is good. We will lock the door. Put the beacon on. Get the APU up and running. Bring the fuel pumps online. We're going to do an in situ start, and then what I'm going to just no, we're not. We can't taxi with that building in front. I didn't think we were that close, so we're going to have to do a short little pushback just to get us pointing in a way we can taxi. So we're going to taxi out this way, turn left, go down to the end of the runway, turn around, and we will take off to the east into this beautiful sky we got going here. So we'll set 36,000 feet since we have no restriction on our 34,000 since we have no restrictions in place. And I think we'll be good to go. So departure briefing is done, doors are done, FMC is done, emergency lights are done. Beacon lights are done. Baggage and catering is on board. APU is coming up now. So once the APU is up and we switch over to APU, we can disconnect and get ready to get out of here.
Cockpit to ground. Go ahead, flight deck. We will be ready shortly. Okay, I will hold.
Alright, so they're waiting for us. There we go. We're up. So that will be auxiliary power comes on, our APU comes on, and you can hear everything blowing in the back there. So external power will disconnect. And we can get going.
Cockpit to ground. Go ahead, flight deck. We are ready for pushback and engine start. Roger. Release the parking brakes, please. Parking brakes released. Pushing back.
So we're not going to go far. We're going to go to about here, and then I just want to get that tail around so we're pointing kind of that way.
You are clear behind, and you can start your engines at your discretion.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screen for an important safety demonstration.
There we
Thank
go.
you for flying with us.
Pushback
Ladies and
complete.
gentlemen,
Set parking brakes,
hola,
please.
and welcome aboard your
Parking brakes
Fiji
set.
Airways
Roger.
A320.
Okay, the tow bar is
We
disconnected
are
and the
committed to
equipment is
making
clear.
your flight with
We'll
us
see you
today
on the right
as
side with the
safe
pin.
and comfortable
Thanks,
as
and you can
possible.
disconnect and go to hand
We would
signals.
like to
Thanks.
demonstrate
Have a good
some of
flight.
the
See you
safety
later.
procedures and equipment of our aircraft. It won't take long, so please pay attention. Firstly, your seatbelt needs to be fastened whenever you are seated in case of unexpected turbulence. To fasten, clip the belt together and pull the strap tightly. To release it, simply lift the flap. In the unlikely event of an emergency, you may be asked to take the brace position. If you are unsure, please refer to the safety card located in your seat pocket. In any emergency, follow your crew's instructions. Your crew will now show you the emergency exits. There are 8 emergency exits. Please take the time to familiarize yourself with your nearest exit, remembering that it might be behind you. Illuminated strips on the floor and lights close to the exits will guide you to the nearest exit if visibility is restricted. The exits are equipped with evacuation provisions, which will be operated by the crew if needed. A life jacket is located under your seat or under the center armrest for our business class guests. If required, remove it from its
for
back,
engine 2,
slip it.
we're going to come over here so we can hear the engine start up. There we go. We'll go to that
Inflating
position
the
there.
jacket. Pull both tags
Starting
as you
engine
exit
2.
the aircraft. There are mount. Must be either under the seat in front of you or in the overhead compartment provided. Winakawakalebu. That's Fijian for thank you very much. We invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy Fiji time.
All right. So we've got 2 engines up and running. Igniters will go to normal. APU will come off. Everything is running up overhead. Hydraulics are on and electronics are all on. So probe and window heats will come on. Heading indicators and altimeters are set. Standby instruments are set. Radios and avionics are set for departure. Autopilot is set. Flight directors are coming on both sides.
We're prepared for takeoff.
Thank you. Auto brake set to max. Flaps are set to. Elevator trim up 0.3. And flight controls. Full left, full right, neutral, full forward, full back, neutral, left rudder, right rudder, neutral. Controls are free and correct. And we are clear to taxi. So taxi light will come on. It's daytime. We don't need the turn off lights. And we are good to taxi out. Again, this is a short taxi here. We're just going to go up this little bit and then hang a left at the runway down to the end. Runway length here is almost 7,000 feet, so not bad. We're still going to do a flaps too, just to make sure we get up and going across the trees at the far end. Alright, so we're going to set you to 40 on your display, and you are good. So as we come up to the runway, we're going to go landing lights on, strobe lights on, taxi light to takeoff, radar, PWS, and transponder to alt. So we're all set there. No ATC today. I never see ATC out on these islands, but we do have live weather, live traffic, and I've set the time to 8:30 in the morning so that we can see what we're doing here, because I think it's the middle of the night right now in the Pacific. Alright, so I'm gonna make this turn. Taking the cabin. Arm the speed brakes. And TO config.
Camera crew seats for takeoff, please.
Alright, everything looks good. So our first waypoint, I think it's got the beacon here plugged in, but basically Wackos is our first waypoint we're going to be heading to. We'll check the flight plan in a second. There's nobody inbound, so we're going to have a second here at the end of the runway. And we do have a little bit of a spot here that we can turn around. The airport we're going into in Fiji, Nadi, is a custom airport. It's a freeware off flightsim.to. So it'll be interesting to see it. It does look nice. I went and checked, made sure there was no major issues with it before using it. Alright. So there we go. So engines are off, brakes are set, so we'll just come down here quickly to the flight plan. Yeah, we're here at XI, that's the beacon, or the NDB here at the airfield. Waco's is our next one we want, and Waco's is showing on the nav. Alright. So I think we're ready to go. Everyone is set, so engines, brakes are on, engines up to 50%. 40% and stable. Brakes off. Takeoff power is set. So we got Mantoga, SRS, and runway enabled. Keep her on the center line. .100 knots. Ease the back pressure, or the forward pressure. V1 and rotate, positive rate. Gently pull up to 17 degrees. Then hold. gear up. Ground spoilers retracted. Thrust is in climb mode. We nosed up way too far there, so nose coming down. She should have held at that angle. She didn't. So, going to flaps 1. Making our turn. Speed is slowly coming up. Flaps up, we'll come down to about a 5 degree for acceleration. There's acceleration. Autopilot on. We'll let her do her thing. There's the island. It's got all these little lagoons and lakes and ponds and stuff in there. Pretty cool. And we're now climbing out. And saying goodbye. Go over to standard on the altimeter. Engine temperature is coming down. I still think that's reading wrong, although it is pretty warm out. It is in climb mode, so you think it'd be monitoring that. Anyway, landing lights will come off. Put the strobe lights on. Everything there is set. It's pretty calm, so seatbelt signs will come off. Let the flight crew start doing their thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now passing through 10,000 feet.
And we're starting our turn towards Wackos.
As a reminder, please keep your seatbelt fastened while you are seated and do not congregate in the galleys or near the lavatory. This aircraft is equipped with onboard Wi-Fi. If you wish to connect to the Wi-Fi, you will be required to pay a small fee. We do offer complimentary in-flight TV thanks to our partners. Connect to the Wi-Fi to find out more information.
So I'm going to leave you to it, folks. Enjoy the views, enjoy the scenery. I'll give you some views as we go, and we'll catch up with you closer to our arrival into Fiji. See you in a bit. Well, as you can see, we're getting close. We're at the Fijian Islands now. So we're going to start our descent. The altitude for the approach is 4,700 feet. At FNSI, FNNSI, so that's where we're going to head. So we're going to start down. Put it to 5,000 feet. Start down, we'll bring the speed back. And then we'll go down at 2,000 feet. See on the nav display that the approach is kind of put in. I think it's a little screwed up actually. So we're going to have to do this a little bit manually. Although we do have some weather in the area, as you can see. We did pass some rather more significant weather on the way here. And there was talk of thunderstorms in the area. So we're going to do one last weather request, see if we get a update. The last one I sent had no information for our destination, so we'll see if we get an actual update on this one. And we'll get the people to start sitting. There's the company message. Let's see if there's any information there. Alright. So winds are 300 at 9. We're landing on runway 20, so we're going to have a little bit of a crosswind. There's the clouds. Yeah, so we've got thunderstorms and stuff on the way. We may have rain. So 1002 is the altimeter. Come back on there. So after Badak, I think we're going to curve slightly off. And we're going to go around so that we can come in and intercept in on the approach. Again, it's an RNAV, not an ILS for some reason. I don't know if this put an ILS frequency in. No. Alright. So that's fine. We can work around that. We'll see you again once we get a little bit closer. Alright, so as you can see, we're definitely going to be coming through some storms. So I've entered in the waypoints as they appear on the chart. Before the actual one that's put in by the computer. So hopefully that gives us something to steer down. Those are some pretty towering thunderstorms. Give us something to steer down as we come in towards the airport. So I'm shooting for 5,000 by FNNSH. As you can see, that's where we're heading for after BDOC. And then I put in the other points. FNNSI is our intercept point, and then we go down to SF, SM, and SM is our kind of our decision height. So it'll get us headed the right way. We just got to maintain a 3-degree angle going down. Make sure we're hitting the altitudes. And that should take us in. Unfortunately, the track and FPA, flight path angle, isn't working in this development version, because we could say go down at 3 degrees and it would do it. It's about 700, 800 feet per minute, so we'll just keep it in around there. And I know the altitudes we're supposed to be at when we hit those marks, so be able to judge. And it is a long runway. It's where is it? Over 10,000 feet, so we got a little bit of room to play with. So it'll be auto brakes 1. Actually, no, it'll be auto brakes 0 because we got to go right to the end. So we'll just use reverse thrusters on landing. So we're 8 miles from Bedeck. It should turn to the next waypoint. If not, we'll do it manually. Just keeping an eye on all this. So there's 10,000 feet. So landing lights will go on. I'll put on the turn off lights and taxi lights. Make sure that everyone in the back is ready. And we don't need landing systems since it's not an ILS. And fuel quantity is checked, and gear and flaps are all up. And we'll bring our speed back now to 250.
We have begun our final descent into your destination. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect any trash one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in the full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat in front of you. Please complete all Wi-Fi related tasks and stow any larger electronics.
And we're about to head into the storms. Alright. So let's get ready to go. We're 4 hours and 30 minutes from pushback, and our estimated time of arrival is in 27 minutes. So we're not doing too bad. We're going to be fairly close. Alright, so I've still got this on heading mode, so let's do that to take us out to where we got to get to. So this is going to fly us out to FNNSH. This is actually part of the missed approach pathing, but I am just using it as a marker for my own reference. So speed is still slowly coming down. That was bright. So at FNNSI, we want to be at, sorry, it's getting a little chunky there. We want to be at 3,700 feet. And I'm actually going to put one more waypoint in here. And that's going to be FNNSG as an intermediary. There we go. And that will be at 4,700 feet. No, sorry, this one. So SG should be 4,700. Let's go back. SI is 3,500. I took the other ones out on me. That is annoying. Alright. Well, there's the island. We're going alongside it here. We're down a little early. See if I can get those points back in here again. So after SI1, FSS, FSS, no, NNSM. This is doing weird things. So let's go direct. There. And if we go flight plan, yeah, it's killing the approach. So it's not gonna work the way we want it. We gotta stay clear of these mountains. I think I'm gonna throw the train radar on. So we're gonna come out. Over to here, then down, and then into the airport. I'm not quite ready to zoom in yet. Should be fine. There's that ridge. So about 10 miles out from SH, I will go into manage mode. And we'll start slowing down. So we're going to go to approach now. So that's all set up. So seatbelt signs are on, radios are set. And the next step is the speed in 5 miles. .230 is my approach course. And that was bright. So the airport just under there, kind of behind that cloud. As we head back out over the water. And again, not the ideal approach, but it is what the sim has given us. So the runway elevation is 53 feet, well, at the touchdown point, so that's what we will bear in mind. Alright, so there's 10 miles. 138 is our approach speed, so speed 210, landing lights are checked, taxi lights are on, ground spoilers will come up to arm, auto brake, like I said, we're not going to use auto brake, and flaps will be 1 when I hit finish. And after that we're going to descend to 3,500 feet. We'll go down to 47 right now. And we're gonna have to really play with these speeds and numbers. So SG would have been at 4,700, and then we dropped to 3,500. So once we pass finish, we'll drop to 3,500. And we'll go down to 180. Turning to SG. Which is interesting. Okay. And then from there we go to finish, and then finish we go in towards the runway. 023 heading for the runway. So I think at this point we're just going to go down to 3,500. Don't want to be high. I'm going to go into manual mode. So from SG it should be about a 93 degree to get over to SI. Oh, that was a little quick. Ground spoilers are armed. Alright, going to 93. flaps 1. We're going to make landfall on the low ground. Here's the cloud. Ow, that was bright. Yeah, right into a storm. Nope. Okay. Oh. 2, 3. Damn it. All right. Flaps 2. Going manual, speed coming down, gear down. It's flaps 3, flaps full. Down a little bit faster. Going towards that line there. Okay, so ease it off a little bit. I'm going to start to turn. So gears down 3 green, flaps are full. Everything is down. Thousand feet. Right, turning. Low. I don't know why my airspeed is cranked like that. Seven miles away, we are really low. Gonna hold it up. Marker 600 feet above the ground. We're on track. Should be pretty much right in front of us. Start coming down. I can see it ahead of us there. Have the runway. Center line.
Above 500. Minimum.
Landing. Hold it. Ooh. Little bit of a hop.
5.
And we're down. Reversers are on. Surprised we didn't get rain. Oh, there's some rain now. 80 knots. 60 knots. There's the terminal. Alright. Reversers are off.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our destination. The local time is 11:43 a.m. and it's currently about 31 degrees Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bins as items may have shifted during the flight. If this is your final destination, we thank you for flying with us. If you're making a connection, we encourage you to check your itinerary to ensure a smooth continuation of your journey.
Alright. Welcome to Fiji. Here's our gate coming up. We got a raging storm going on. But we made it, and that's kind of the main thing. Alright, we'll get ourselves lined up here. And we are here. Let's do a quick check. We got power. We will have power. So parking brake will go on. Thrust levers are set to idle. Ground contact has been established. Ground operations. 1 jetway, please. Thank you very much. Electrical power is on. Engines coming off. Go away logbook. So the beacon can come off. I'll shut the APU off. People can get up and move around. Anti-ice is now off. Passenger sign stores are good. APU bleeds. Flight directors are off. Panels are all Good. And APU is off. Well, here we are, guys. We flew through a storm. We made it down okay. And we are here in Fiji. Hope you enjoyed the flight. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.